Welcome in, Raiders! Thank you so much for the raid, Madam Gandalf. We're gonna give Alex around 10 minutes to get ready and come and be behind the screen. Maybe she might need a quick bio and all that things. I know she's been streaming for a little while. Welcome on in, everyone. We have new alert sounds. New alert sounds for all of your donations, biddies, subs. The bigger the amount of subs, the bigger the donations, the bigger the biddies, the more donations you can unlock. So, yeah, and we reward all that shit as well with hype trains and donate things as well. Use the emotes in chat. I just put them all in Streamlabs Cloudbot because Streamlabs chatbot broke earlier today and Zoom broke earlier today. So far, no more issues. But hey, let's yeah, cool. Let's go. Thank you, Jamie T. Jamie the Jedi, not Jamie T. That's a singer. Ah! Oh, hi everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Rotting Shadows, a homebrew D&D 5e campaign by the wonderful Witherbrick. But before we go and say hello to them and all the other wonderful faces around this table, I have a few things to announce, and now I have manually moved everything except for the goddamn content warning, which I just remembered in this very moment, over to the cloud bot rather than the chat bot, because the chat bot broke earlier. So bear with, but also, it's better than it was. First of all, social links. Check out our Discord, Twitter, and YouTube. Discord, a fun place where you can come and learn. Well, yeah, learn. We're an academy. You can also come and talk about TTRPGs. Bit presumptuous of me, really, to think you're going to come and learn. You might do. You might learn something. Every day's a school day. But yeah, come and be physically distant, not socially distant in the Discord. Twitter, we make content every day. Today's question was if your homebrew party witnessed a person robbing a bank and giving it to an orphanage, what would they do? Interesting responses. Interesting responses. Also, YouTube, thousands of hours of content over there to fill up all of your quarantine needs. If you would like to get into a game yourself, please use our sign-up sheet. You can check out the sign-up sheet. Ken, would you stop? Our sign-up sheet, it's anyone can come and play on this channel. There's like, it gives you the minimum requirements you need on that sheet. Just let us know, as long as you're willing to follow our code of conduct, then we are more than happy to have you. Also, check out our sponsors, announcing first of all, the deck of many things. By Hit Point Press, they are releasing today a Kickstarter, and I believe within 24 hours, it's already been fully funded. Not only has it already been fully funded, they've already smashed their maximum stretch goal of $200,000. What are they making, I hear you cry in the audience? Animated cards. More of these. At the moment, they promised level 6 to 9 spell cards, and in the Kickstarter, we also have tarot cards. We have Humblewood spells. I think they've redone some of the lower level spells as well. Yeah, more animated decks. So loads of things. It's only been 24 hours, and you know, I just suspect with 30 days left, they may release some more stretch goals yet. So keep your eye on that one. Also, check out Mage Hand Press. Mage Hand Press, who make expansions for 5e. All of their PDFs currently have 25% discount. You can check out their Faefolio campaign tomorrow at 6 PM EDT right here when Mackenzie runs that game. Also, check out Hero Forge, also here tomorrow, but at 2 PM EDT. We make minis on the Hero Forge 2.0 color mini beta creator that came with their Kickstarter. So if you kickstarted, you can do the same. You can paint along a scrat. And yeah. Last but most certainly not least, Dungeon Fog. All of your map making needs sorted in one place. Beautiful comprehensive maps that you can update as you update the maps. Your GM notes update as well dynamically to include all of the elements that you add, and you can share it on VTTs. You can print it out. You can do all sorts of things. Play it with your friends. It's amazing. When you've decided that you love it, you can upgrade to premium using our 10% discount code. Indeed, we should go round, and normally I would start with Witherbrick, but I agree with Jamie and Riddler. We should indeed start with Panita, with the new haircut, with the new setup, with the cat tail. Look at all this stuff.
She's a star. She loves to be on camera, and she always knows the minute that the stream starts, because it's the minute she asks for attention. Hi, I'm Anita, or Panita, and the floof tail is Ash. Yes, I stream here. I'm here on Tuesdays. I'm usually on Joshua Barbo's channel on Wednesdays. Tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific, time zones are weird, I'm going to be running a one-shot for Really Reels this time. Check my Twitter to find out more details on exactly which channel that's on, because we're still sort of working out the kinks with setup. But yeah, and I'm really excited to continue this story. New stream.
Me too. Me too, big time. We will continue around the screen, but in the opposite order, to Madam Gandalf.
Oh, hi, I'm Madam Gandalf, and I did this to my face today, and I want to thank Bray and Anita for helping me out here and teaching me how to do a cut crease. It's not the cleanest, and I will get better, but it's a start. It's a start, and I tried something that is very outside of my box. And I did so that's the kind of things that we get up to in my tavern, whatever we feel like that day, and we like to get the community involved. So go and buy my Green Dragon Tavern, because then I get to come over here and then play some D&D and continue on Ray's amazing story. And we got so much that we need to do. D, I am looking forward to Cassandra shenanigans today. Finny is on a roll, and Barry, I if we don't get up to something today, it means that we've fallen asleep.
Something's wrong. Yeah.
Something is seriously wrong. So yeah, I'm excited.
I too am excited. Next round we have Devel D.
Oh, hi, that's me. I'm Devel, or D, or Riddler, or whatever suits you. I am a freshly christened affiliate streamer here on the wonderful Twitchverse. I play games here. I'm going to be in more games soon. I am a voice actor, and I'm currently starring in a newly releasing visual novel called Crimson Spires, which I was told that I could tell people now. So that's cool. And yeah, I'm ready to throw some dice. It's going to be great.
Dices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I totally didn't update your web captioner, Alex. That's on me. That's my bad. Lastly, but most certainly not leastly, our wonderful host, our bringer of homebrew, our D&D
fearless leader,
dungeon master, fearless leader, bubblegum-haired pixie with all of the magic to share with us, Witherbrick Ray!
Hi! Hey everyone, I'm Ray, your lovely dungeon master from the Fae, here to lead these adventurers onto their next shenanigans. I'm really excited. I am Witherbrick with 2 Ks on the internet. You can find everything I do pretty much on Twitter. I have a link tree there. I play in other games, I do other things, but today we are focused on the rot and what is going on in the city of Ulare. Last session, the players came about Ulare and kind of had an interaction with some of the guards. One of the guards, her name was Brispa, an elephant folk with very ornate jewelry, kind of sneaked them into the city and kind of gave them the lowdown of what was going on, so that they also found some rot, that the council that ran the city also knew of this going on, and they were looking for some help. So if they were sent by Hugar, they must be adventurers in seek of aiding them in figuring out what is actually going on here. You all kind of went about the city trying to find the council hall. You came upon it to more guards that you had to kind of swindle to get inside. And once you were inside, brought you upon the council of Ulare, a council of very exotic type of folk, all very old and ancient looking. You kind of shared your story with them, and they shared their story with you, and found out that not only is this rot affecting people, but it's affecting the environment, and that the only thing that seems to be staying it off for even a short period of time, even though it is the longest they found, is about a day or so, and that is radiant energy. Radiant or divine is what you have kind of come across as like the only thing that is affecting it. And afterwards, you all had decided to go back to the marketplace where you got in some shenanigans in the early part of the episode, and decided to all get brand new outfits. And with these brand new magical and completely fit to your aesthetic tailored outfits, you all leveled up. So now here we are. You have all just exited the store. You are all walking among the market streets of Ulare once again in your brand new spiffy outfits. And that's where we kind of bring you all in today. So how are we feeling? What's everyone kind of doing as they exit the shop back into the marketplace district? You all have your new fancy adornments on.
So this is like right after the slow-mo walk, and we're like standing in the street.
Yeah, where you all like kind of like throw your jackets back, and you have like your fashion bags and stuff with your old clothes in it. Yeah, it's the slow-mo walk of fashion.
Nice. Well, what about time is it at the moment?
It is about early evening, around sunset time. You do see some of the market district is clearing out, but it is still fairly busy. People are turning on their lanterns, kind of like easing down for the evening. Like you don't see the fish lady anymore as you're kind of walking by. Some of the older folk are closing down, but you do see that like for the closing time, it is still fairly busy in this market district.
Well, I guess we should probably start wrangling somewhere to stay for the evening.
Yes, I don't believe we need to, or particularly want to stay in the guard barracks that were offered to us. Perhaps, they're not very trusting of outsiders,
Yeah.
but we do blend in a bit more.
Guard barracks tend to be full of people who aren't particularly interested in spending coin either.
I suppose.
I wonder what the local liquor is around here. I think they're wine traders or beer
Or are they
drinkers,
mead people, or rum people, or
Whiskey
maybe they're
distillers?
gin people, whiskey people, scotch people.
What's a Scotch
They're like certain liqueurs that are made from like different plants.
Rice wine, grape wine. Oh my gosh, just hearing to somebody wine, something.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Find it in.
Oh. Drink all the alcohol.
That is a plan I can get behind.
I'll leave that to you.
All right. Well, I guess we should just start asking around. I don't know. Yeah.
And Eva will go walking to whoever is nearby that she does not know.
Yeah, so you're just picking someone random as they walk by, and are you asking them?
Hi, my name is Eva, and I was wondering where I might be able to partake in libations in this fair place of yours.
You see a younger fawn-looking boy. He's got like very short, stunt little antlers coming up off of his head, a very like nice kind of like petite and angular face, and like little white freckles upon it. And he just goes, there's a tavern around the corner. It's called the Yellow Room. That's one of the only good places around here. Would probably recommend going there.
And what would you say is like the local drink? Are you all beer drinkers, wine drinkers, mead drinkers, scotch drinkers, whiskey drinkers, rice wine drinkers, sake drinkers? Are you?
We do have a nice honey mead, but we are known for our warm mulled wine.
I forgot about the heated alcohol! She'll yell back to the rest of the group.
It's really good. It's made with our fresh fruits and everything we provide here, and the honey mead is made with local honey.
Well, thank you for your help, and you have a good... She'll take the hand, she'll start shaking it really vigorously. Thank you so much for all your help, and I hope that you have a fantastic day. And Yellow Tavern.
Yellow Room. Yellow Room.
Room.
You're welcome. And he like tries to like break the hand and kind of like rubs it for a second. Just kind of stumbles off and like looks behind him. Like, what was that?
Looks like we're looking for a yellow room, everyone. The tavern is called the Yellow Room, and they drink mead out of the honey that is local and mulled wine.
Well, Yellow Room, Yellow Jacket. I suppose that's as good a place to start as any.
Do you have like a battery in your backpack or something? Are you solar powered? I'm trying to find an explanation for the just unending energy.
One could say that it just takes a big wake-up call and a bit of a zap, and you just get a bit of a zing in your step for the rest of your life.
Yellow Room, you said?
Yellow Room.
way.
And as you do walk around the corner, it's quite literally around the corner, almost back to where you had gone into the little alleyway with the guards tower ahead of time, but it's like a block over. And when you arrive to it, it is literally just a jut out sign with a hanging piece of wood, and on it has just a yellow circle. Do we all walk inside?
Yeah.
Cool. As we walk inside, everyone roll me perception checks.
Oh.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Thank you very much for your
Roll
rolls,
the
everyone. We
dice.
have hit 10 retweets. Ray, do we do wild magic or trinkets in this one? I can't remember.
We've been doing wild magic, but if we want to switch over to do trinkets, I'd be down
Oh, no.
for
Wild
whatever.
magic is great if you want to do wild magic.
Yeah.
Then I can just send it to you like normal and
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. Let's change the thing as well so it doesn't say trinkets. Okay.
Finny's holding the door open for everyone, so doesn't see much.
Perfect. Yeah, as you hold the door open, Eva, you were the first person inside, and as you kind of bust inside, you immediately see that on the outside of the tavern, it is terracotta. It is that nice rustic red color. But when you walk inside, it's a beautiful kind of like creamy ivory white. It's almost as if it was painted over to give the illusion that it's a different wall, but it is exactly just the same wall painted. So you walk inside and it's painted in these white kind of like very angular and geometric shapes all around the room, almost kind of like war paint, but on the walls of the room. And it's a fairly small sized tavern. There's only maybe about 3 other patrons inside and about 3 round tables that sit 4 people apiece. The bar itself is in the back right-hand corner, and you see a small furball woman who is just kind of like tending the bar and like sees you walk in and raises her paw to you and kind of like goes back to cleaning glasses.
Is it just me, or does this feel a little heavenly?
Eva, honey, I imagine Cass is saying this with like a face full of hair in her face. You can't just stop in front of the doorway. You have to continue.
Right.
Thank you.
Sorry. And but look, I was expecting more
Yeah,
yellow.
you'd think.
Yeah, it's a little bit
Early.
I wonder
Phony.
if they're remodeling or something.
Probably a remodel. Hi! She'll walk up to the bar to start ordering everyone drinks. And then she'll be looking around. Barry.
Hello. Hi. I'm Joanna. Can I get you anything? Seems to be like you're not from around here. Seem to be newbies.
I would like a mead and a mulled wine. And what would you guys like?
Ask her if she has any cocktail recommendations.
Cocktail recommendations.
We do have a spiced pear drink you might enjoy.
I would like one of those too, and one for my friend.
I'll turn
Okay,
to Barry and go, that seems like one of those things that sounds really bad, but then you get it and you're like, oh. And then, and like the alcohol really hits you like 5 minutes after you drink it. And you usually already have another one in your hand.
What? No, yes. Yes, indeed. He's looking around the room, calculating. Looking at stages, potentials.
Are you weighing coin purses?
Yes.
It's an easier way to do that. And I'll walk over to the bar.
What's that?
What are you saying? What's that to?
I'm assuming my comment of
Oh, okay.
What's the easy way, Cassandra?
just walk away to the bar.
So the furball woman is kind of like counting on her fingers. So okay, so 2 pear drinks, some mulled cider, mead. Anything else?
Some tea if you have it.
Decaf or caffeinated?
Surprise me.
And she just like kind of like nods very aggressively and like dips back in, and you see her like kind of move past, and there's like this piece of cloth that she kind of whips aside, and you see it fall behind her, and you kind of like, her feet are visible like from the bottom of the cloth, and you kind of see her like pacing back and forth, like trying to remember where things are. And a couple minutes later, she comes back out and she has everything that you've asked for on like a small little tray, and she sets it down and kind of points out which is which and lets you all take it. It's gonna be just a gold and a silver for the whole lot.
Can you do us a favor and just keep a tab open?
Absolutely.
And I will give her a gold piece as a tip.
Oh, thanks. And you see her like put it, she has like a little breast pocket. She just like slips the gold coin in the breast pocket.
So if I may quickly, the vote is now live. Our options are Cassandra grows by 1 size. Eva is frightened by the next creature that she encounters. A unicorn appears next to Finn, controlled by the DM. Or Barry is surrounded by faint ethereal music for a minute. And so far, Finn is winning by a landslide.
What is in that tea?
But anything
tea.
could happen. It could change on a hairpin. Biddies and channel points are open for voting. So if you want to cause upset, by all means.
Yeah, I'm sorry that all those potentials made me really, really happy. I love every one of those. Yeah, so she gives you all your drinks, you pay her, and she kind of just like nods and walks to the opposite end of the bar and takes some more glasses, and you see her kind of like taking one barrel that you immediately, like as she takes it out from underneath the bar, you have this overwhelming smell of honey, and you see her changing out like the honeymead keg and kind of just going about her business. And as Eva, actually let me double check. Did you roll a perception check for me, Barry?
No, he didn't.
Oh, Barry.
If you want to roll me a perception check real quick, just so I don't miss out if you see anything.
Me?
Yes, perception.
Yep, on it.
No worries.
That's
Take
my
your
spell
time.
list. What the heck? Oh, I didn't finish leveling myself up. Heck. Did I finish leveling myself up? Load, character sheet, load!
Good old troll 20.
Don't bother. It's all right. We'll just keep going.
15!
Okay,
Ish.
perfect. Yeah. So no worries. So you and Eva both like. So as you take the first couple sips of your beverages and look around, both Eva and Barry kind of like notice before the rest of you that the other 3 patrons in this bar are another Minotaur folk, another deer folk, and there is a alligator reptile person in the far left-hand corner. And the 2 Minotaur and the alligator person seem to be sitting at the same table. They're playing a game of dragon chess, and the other one is often on a separate table, just kind of sitting, enjoying a book. Like nothing too crazy going on here. But you do see like some sconces on the walls and like some ornate decorations. But for the most part, it's just a soft little tavern.
Everyone here is so cool looking.
It's
Look.
quite a melting pot, yeah.
And with your new clothes, Eva, you're even pretty cool looking, I suppose. You fit right.
Finny, flattery will get you everywhere. As she then dives into the mulled wine.
And Cassandra will just start, hey, and start drinking alongside.
Are you drinking the mulled wine or the pear drink?
I think we're starting with the mulled wine.
Okay.
Mulled wine.
So as you taste the mulled wine, it is very like it has a lot of plum like taste to it. It's very heavy with plum, but you do taste some notes of like blueberries and a little bit of why am I forgetting it? Strawberry. A little bit of strawberry in there as well, but it's a heavy like rich plum flavor.
This would go really well with duck. We should eat duck tonight. This would be delicious with duck.
How loud are you saying that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably a little bit louder than she should be.
You see the Minotaur kind of like press a hand down on the table and aggressively turn and like look at you all in the group and just kind of like make a snort, kind of like grunting, like sort of noise.
She's joking.
As in Daikon,
Joking.
Yukon, something
Just honey. Stop.
Kumara, potatoes. It's different types of potatoes.
Just kind of goes back to his game of dragging chess with his friend, but keeps like turns back extremely slowly, keeping his eyes on you for as long as he can before he just kind of needs to go back to facing this game, and kind of hunches himself over a little bit more like upsettedly at his game, and kind of looks at his alligator friend and just like grunts again.
Hey, but dog fat potatoes would be the best kind.
Listen, I'm not arguing with you. It's just
I think the more druidic city might mean that there's more vegetables in their diet, perhaps less protein, less meat.
Think vegan. Think vegan.
You know, they're pretty crafty. Sometimes when you get like a jackfruit, you can like it can like taste like pulled pork almost if you do it right.
Anything can taste like anything if you prestidigitate it.
It's true. That is also true.
How I eat all my meals.
Answer.
Wait, does that mean you don't know what an original meal tastes like anymore?
What do you mean?
If you prestidigitate all your food, do you know what food actually even tastes like anymore?
I certainly know what my favorite foods taste like.
Interesting. The
On
fantasy.
to the pear drink. Barry, you should try this mulled wine. It's actually pretty good.
What? No, yes, thank you. Does it come in a cup or a glass?
It comes in like a small, like ceramic warmed mug, but it has like a kind of like a pear-shaped bottom and comes to like a flute sort of top, but it's made from like ceramic.
Quite nice. Could be a little warmer. And honestly, I didn't realize there was anything in this cup.
How old is that?
It can only be a day or so.
We've all been there. That day old little
Yeah.
dribble of tea.
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Too good to.
quite nice.
I'll cheers with Ava and start the pear drink.
And the pear drink is like a pear spritzer. It has like a warm taste in your mouth, even though the drink itself is not warm. It has like some very nice ginger bitters to it as well, and it's topped off with an arcane bubbling champagne.
It's a bubbling champagne.
That's canon
Gotcha.
now.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has like this nice, like fresh and warm taste to your mouth, and then like it almost has like a pop rock feeling towards the end with like the bubbles from the champagne.
This one's good too.
Just sipping the tea.
Yeah, your tea, Fitty. It is a hibiscus jasmine tea. It's a decaf tea. She like gives you this whole spiel about how amazing this tea is with like the tea leaves right from the garden that's behind the shop, and like gives you like the whole rigmarole about like how she properly steeped it, and like she goes into heavy detail about this
Yes,
tea.
absolutely. Because if you oversteep it, then the whole thing just goes off. It's got too many
Exactly.
tannins.
Some people just don't understand.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely.
It's so refreshing to talk to somebody who knows their tea.
I appreciate it, definitely. And you made sure that the water was boiled properly. Getting to the right temperature is always difficult, especially when you have to just use a hand kettle.
Background
It's
comment to
that- yes.
Cassandra, you can prestidigitate it to the right temperature too, I'm just saying.
Eva nods like, yeah, you can. It's true.
And she like slightly overhears the conversation and gives like a side eye, but like doesn't pay too much mind to it, and just like diverts attention back to Finny and just like engrossed in this conversation about tea. You can tell that she hasn't had conversation that is this riveting in a long time.
Finny will just sort of like engage back and forth, just like, oh well, when I was further north, I had actually a very nice tea that was made from a honey bush of some sort of a little bit less floral than this, more earthy for sure, but quite nice. In fact, I wish I had some with me. I could definitely trade at some point.
Oh, well, if you ever come by it again, please, I'd be willing to trade teas and recipes and all sorts of tips and tricks.
Absolutely.
Cassandra will lean into Eva's ear, just quiet enough so that Finny can't really hear her. Just say, you ever think maybe he should move on from his partner?
If Barry catches that at all, you hear like a big loud gulp splutter. Like,
Is Cassandra saying it high enough? Like, would others hear?
It's so long as Finny couldn't hear it, like over his own chatter, that's all Cassandra's.
What's everyone's passive perception?
Boy.
Finny's is 18, but he's probably closer to the bar.
Okay,
They're, like,
yeah,
at
because I was
a
going to
table
say
that's really bad.
you are engrossed in conversation, so you would not be hearing this,
No.
but more so if Barry would hear this.
mine is a casual 15.
I would say at this point, considering your proximity, you would at least catch small wind of that.
Got an opinion on that one, Bazza?
No, just shock.
I don't know. I mean, I get missing someone, if anyone does, but it seems like his life's on hold.
Maybe the hints of the escape into books. It's better than the reality that they're stuck in.
Yeah. Maybe I'm projecting.
A C.
What?
Pardon?
Water. That's what we should do with this place. We normally do fire. This place feels a little drier. We should do water.
Oh my gosh. We could fill the whole place so it looks like we're all underwater, bubbles and everything.
Oh God, I said I would perform. Cassandra, just go.
Today, I think we go bigger than the bar. Cassandra, how graceful can you be? Would you go so far as to call yourself a water dancer?
Most people describe it as surprising, but that's actually what my fighting style is based off of. My father was a water dancer, and that's how I evolved my fighting technique.
Let's show these people water dancing. I'll turn the streets into canals.
All right. Oh boy.
As you all are kind of having this conversation, and the conversation with Finny and Joanna kind of dies down, Joanna looks over to you that now that you're kind of like having this this jovial conversation of like what you're going to be doing, she like has a cockeyed glance and says, "Excuse me, Finny, I'm so sorry," and like walks over to you and says, "Are you looking for entertainment, please? Are you looking to perform?"
Indeed I am. I wish to bring people to your fine establishment.
Well, I mean, most people just go busk in the plaza if you want to go to the plaza.
That is most people, but to me, you look like an opportunist. In every town I've visited so far, I have filled the purse of the innkeep that I stay with. And I'm going to produce another 50 gold coin bag thing. I am quite good at my trade. Take a look, I'm going to throw them in the bag.
Oh, wow. This is a lot of money.
More than your average street busker. Now, yes, in exchange for filling your bar tonight, are you well stocked with mead and mulled wine? Do you have enough to facilitate? How many can this place hold? 100, 200 if they spill onto the streets?
You know, I think we could maybe fit another 2 back there, so maybe 102.
I think we'd be hitting capacity at 50 people at max. This is a very small establishment.
Right,
And she kind of just like
75
waves.
people, got it.
Oh, boy.
Apologies. My compatriots, they do tend to get a little bit overzealous when it comes to entertainers. They are entertainers by trade, in fact, and quite good at their craft.
I mean, if you can vouch for them, I guess.
They
I
did
assume?
sell out the Fish Hammock Inn in Ophia.
Oh, you've been to Ophia?
Yes.
Oh, I guess that couldn't hurt. We could try. Maybe.
It can't. It definitely couldn't hurt your business.
Fair. And she kind of just like looks at the 3 other patrons that are inside the bar.
You're right. There's not enough room in here. We should clear out the tables and make it a standing bar tonight. How many bar staff can you get?
I
Here we
have
go.
one other. I have my sister. I can call her in.
Yes, her, and I would say 3 or 4 of her friends.
I will do my best. Okay, I'm gonna go use the sending stone. I'll be right back. And
Sure,
you see her like
and,
once again.
if you need to pay any of them up front, use the gold I just gave you.
And she was going to like set the bag down and then just goes, okay.
Don't worry,
And you see her like
after
run
tonight,
away.
you'll be able to give me that amount and more in payment.
And once again, she kind of like whisks the cloth back, and you see her pacing back and forth, and you kind of hear some like muttered sounds of her in the sending stone. And once again, she comes back a couple minutes later and says, "Okay, I have 3 other people I can have, so there'll be a total of 4 behind the bar, and that's stretching it. The bar is really small.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
Okay.
enough?"
That's 2 serving, 1 washing, and 1 running. Well, I mean, it's up to you.
We will have to make it do, I suppose. And like she kind of just like looks around once again, and then just like nervously grabs a dish towel and like gets it wet and starts like going to like wipe off tables and like go wipe off all the stuff, like the bar top and everything. She's very much like a nervous Nelly, and the thought of many people surrounding and inside of this bar has her very, very upset and like anxiety ridden. So she's just like anxiety cleaning basically right now. What is everyone else doing?
Cassandra is going to just like sort of like take a seat up next to Finny now and just like cross the arms and just watch the 2 show people work.
You're involved in this too now.
I'm not
Agreed.
involved in setting anything up.
I mean, you're performing. Got a little bit on the line here.
I just have to make sure I don't trip over my own feet.
Eva's set dressing. Sorry, that's what that is. I'm not just having a stroke. Sorry. It's like a little bit over there, a little dash over there, a little. Yeah.
Eva, you're a poet. Give me a tagline for tonight's performance. Something watery.
Something watery. It'll be a splash.
I don't know if I can say it'll be a splash at the yellow room. That sounds wrong.
Oh yeah.
Maybe dial that back a touch. Enchantment under the sea?
Enchantment under the sea. We all live in a yellow submarine.
A yellow submarine?
A yellow submarine.
You're saying that we all live in a yellow submarine?
I want Finny and Eva to take a D6 inspiration.
Valid.
That was beautiful.
So, a submarine being a marine that is subpar to other marines.
Oh, we don't want to talk about subpar.
That's true. When you realize that submarines probably don't exist.
Yeah.
You made them canon.
I've
like,
heard that
the
there's a
word is
dwarven
now
invention.
canon. Yeah.
Subpar marines, man. We can't have that here.
Very brave aquanauts.
Oh.
We really need we really need the bar name. We need the bar name. So people know where to come. I'm going to write this in the sky. People will just look at it and go, it'll be a splash. Well, where do we go?
All right. We're gonna call it the Yellow Room. Bubbles, Bruise, Boom.
Yellow bubbles. Okay.
No, so the Yellow Room, and then your little tagline is Bubbles, Bruise, Boom.
The Yellow Room. Bubbles, bruise, boom. Standing only. Fast
Room for
service.
102.
Fantastic entertainment. Brilliant. I'd like to skywrite that, please.
And I'm going to make canon that the way that the skywrite comes over Uluru is very much like the Star Wars opening credits, where it just like scans across the sky.
Perfect.
And like, if anyone looks outside, you can see like those in the street kind of like watching and reading it and just like following it back and like looking and like kind of like pushing.
But really, it's
people
just a
next to
repeat
them.
of the conversation between Barry and Ava.
Yeah, it's like
No, I said Bubbles Bruise Boom, not Bubbles Bruise Bloom. But
Yep.
also write this.
Yeah,
It's like a text-to-speech conversation
Yeah,
with Siri.
absolutely.
It's just the banners from BoJack Horseman.
Yes, from the concept of like casting the spell, it's just started like pre-auto exerting, like whatever
Yeah,
Barry
yeah,
had
yeah.
said. So yeah, there was like some taglines in there that were like not correct, and then the actual one comes out, and everyone's like, "Oh, all right, okay."
Oh, okay.
So it seems like you've gotten their attention at least. They have seen your skywrite.
Right. Anything else I need to do to prepare? Otherwise, I'm going to go and get a rest before the performance. I
You're
just
going to
burned
do
a spell
the.
slot.
I'm going to do the thing where you also. What was that thing you did last time? You stood up on the roof, and didn't you hypnotize a bunch of people?
No, I didn't hypnotize a bunch of people. I used Major Image to make a big cube of writing. That was before I learned this skywrite spell.
Oh yes, that
Much
was
more
quite
effective.
nice.
Although you are right, having someone standing on the roof is a good sales point. I'm just gonna minor illusion like myself standing on the roof. All right, I'm off for a nap.
Wait, is there just a minor illusion of you doing like, the sign spinners in the US? where
Just a
they'll be on
cape
the corner?
flapper. Just a cape flapper.
Just a cape flapper instead.
It looks more like
Yeah,
Batman
you-
than a salesperson.
You see, like, outside of there are, like, two, like, very circular, kind of large windows that look out. And you can see there is, like, a small gathering of, like, 10 people that are, like, watching your major illusion just kind of, like, stand there and billow on top of this roof. Some of them look concerned. The others just kind of look entertained and questionable as Tabaxi's just standing there with a billowing cloak on the roof.
Actually, you're right. I will upgrade that to a major illusion. So I'm gonna give it, like, just 3 or 4 lines that it'll say every few minutes.
Yeah.
Sort of like maybe, every
Like an
15...
animatronic sort
yeah.
of thing.
Every 15 minutes or every 10 people who walk by, whichever is first. And it's going to be
Yeah.
a lot like a Twitch command timer. Whereas...
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, so you definitely, like, some people are walking and they stand for a couple minutes and kind of, like, look at your illusion, and then it speaks, and then they're like, okay, bro, okay. And some of them, like, are, like, super excited. They're like, oh, like, we gotta go. So it seems to be doing what it's supposed to be doing, and people are definitely noticing that something is happening tonight at the Yellow Room. You have probably about 3 or 4 hours until people start showing up.
Are there rooms
So
here? Does it
Cassandra.
bring it upstairs? I'm just gonna
You
Barry's
haven't
gonna exit
inquired.
Like,
Yeah, you haven't
just go
inquired
fucking to
about
sleep.
rooms or anything. You haven't seen anything that would assume so.
Somewhere.
Yes, Viva.
Well, show me your moves. I want to see your dance moves.
I mean, I haven't done it in a while. I guess I should probably practice, but not here somewhere.
Are you more of a arms of my expression person, or are you more of a like I tippity tap my feet?
A little bit of both. I haven't done it in forever.
Or is it more like a sword dance?
That's what it used to lean closer towards, yeah.
Ah,
I
So
think
you-
I still have. I'll start like digging in my pouch and just pull out this long, sort of striped. It almost looks like a cane. Just give it like a twirl.
wow. Wow. Why didn't you do this for us before? What were you keeping? Why were you hiding this?
I'm not a dancer anymore. That's
Any more? Hang on. There's more to this.
Cassandra's a woman of many secrets.
I used to be a part of a traveling entertainment duo. It was me and my sister. She played music and I would dance. We only did it like until I was 19. It was just a phase thing.
Well,
Phase, but you still kept all the equipment.
I mean, I'm a humanitarian. What can I say? I'm not just gonna throw this shit in the streets.
Interesting. So you would just wait. What happened to your sister? Where is your sister?
She's I don't know what she's doing anymore. It's been a while.
Did she want to continue the showbiz?
Oh God, yes. She loved it. She was she was the flair, you know. Like I was there, but she could sing.
No wonder you didn't find us palatable at first then. Sore reminders.
Elegant as always, Eva.
I used to beat around the bush, but I found it's much better if you just dive right into it.
It is kind of weird, to be honest. I mean, a performer, a snake oil salesman, and a mystery.
An enigma.
Yeah.
Vinny's like flipping through pages of the books.
And Finny, as you're flipping through these pages of books, you look down and look up. You flip a couple more pages, and the next time you look up, there's a unicorn right across the table from you.
Was there something in that tea?
You see Joanna behind the bar kind of like pacing once again and like writing down things on a piece of paper for the evening, and she looks up and says, "No, I actually made myself a cup myself. So nope, nothing in the tea. Why?
Do you see that?
See what?"
Sandra will turn. What?
Cassandra, you don't see anything.
What are you talking about?
Am I going mad?
And as you say that, the unicorn starts to speak, and it says, well, it's been a while, but I figured I'd come visit you in the most ostentatious way I could think. How are you doing?
Good as can be expected. Should we take this outside?
If you prefer.
Just polite company, I suppose.
I knew I should have waited, but...
Just real quick. What? Excuse me? Is there something that we're missing here?
You don't see her, them. Excuse me for a bit. Be right back. I'll explain as best I can.
And I have secrets.
And we'll walk out into like an alley or something.
Yeah. So you walk out the door, and before you get to the door, the apparition of the unicorn just kind of like walks through the door and goes around the corner to the left of the building, right into the hall, kind of like alleyway in between where the market district was and this block over, and turns around and says to you in almost like a very cartoonish way, kind of like wipes the mane a little bit and just like, yeah, just kind of like gets themselves right and just looks at you again and says, I don't know why this is the form that it decided to make me, but I'm glad at least I can see you and you me.
Yeah, it's a little different, to be sure. Mind you, I don't really remember what you looked like.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to operate myself as what I once was. So this is as good as it gets.
I saw the vision I had. I saw the outline, but none of the features.
That's probably gonna happen more times than not.
That's
unfortunately. It's fuzzy for me too. If I could tell you what you look like to me, I would, but I don't see you the same as I had once. You don't look the same, even though you're standing in front of me.
Time does that.
Not just time, but...
Anyways. This is.
Yeah, about that. What is going on?
What do you mean?
Finny, there's something... going on. I hear it when you hear it.
Yes. Moander.
What does it want?
I think they want what they've always wanted. They want to rot everything from the inside out, from top to bottom.
Finny, you don't understand. There's something inside of you.
I know. And I'd purge it from myself if I could. But I don't think I can. I don't have that power yet. But if you could teach me, if...
I'm still learning what all of this is myself. I don't even know my own powers. I give you almost everything I have.
If I could tap into what you did, but I was too scared to. We had a choice. I could have joined you, but I didn't. I was frightened.
And maybe one day that choice will become yours again.
I've been searching.
I know. I'm with you every step of the way. And I guide you to where you can find those answers when I'm able.
I know. Definitely didn't find them in that mine, though.
No, I couldn't even be beside you there.
Yes, that was a bit strange.
It's as if it sucked up everything around it and just kind of repelled it back out.
Yes.
I don't have much time. Is there anything else I need to know?
Hugar the Humble has been asking us to find the source of this corruption, but I'm fairly certain it's Molander. But where could it have come from? From the Fae?
It doesn't matter where it's come from. The fact that it's on the material plane. You have to find where it is on the material plane.
There has to be a way to stop it. If only I need more books, I need more research.
I'll guide you where I can. The city doesn't help you much. Unfortunately, this is probably one of the worst cities to be in for that type of information. The records don't go that far back.
No. The traditions are different. But perhaps somewhere else, somewhere out, maybe the Feywild has answers.
It could.
I've heard there's an entity there, the Unwinding Clock.
I've heard vague stories. It's a princess of sort.
Yes.
I don't know much about her, but I wouldn't trust her.
Well, one of my compatriots is looking for her.
If there
Find answers there.
Well, if you do, I will try to guide you as best I can, but I can't promise I can be in the Fae with you. Like I said, I'm still learning how this works.
I know. We're both learning limitations. Again, more research is required. But, I appreciate the time and visit. It's nice to know that you're here. Sometimes I get anxious when you're not close.
And I use up all the muster and the energy I can to manifest for you.
You don't have to. You really don't.
I try.
I know, and I'll sort of pet the face and the mane.
And as you do, it starts to fade away. And in another blink of an eye, they are gone.
I'll figure this out. We'll be together soon. Then Finny will turn and come back to the bar.
And as you do, you get your familiar scent of lavender and cardamom. And as you open the door to the bar, it kind of wafts, like as you walk into the entrance, it kind of wafts over you and diminishes.
Oh, hello. I'm back. That was interesting. Must have been a strange interaction with something I ate. And the tea, just a little bit different. Not something I was used to. How are we doing?
We're doing fine. You sure you're okay?
Never better.
Uh-huh.
That yellow is brighter than ever.
Yes, the jacket's quite fetching. I think it does actually hit the lights in this place quite nicely.
Absolutely. It makes your eyes shine. It makes your hair pop. It makes the ears look amazing. Did I ever tell you how much I love the shape of your ears? You know, you get a whole bunch of different elven ear shapes. I mean, look at these. Look at mine. Mine seem to go in this like weird, like little just straight thing. I don't like it. I wish I had like that little curve like you do.
It's definitely something that high elves get. More so than high elves and Eladrin, you'll see have these sorts of ears. More so than wood elves, or I believe you're a tiefling, yes? Mm-hmm. The infernal ancestry does do some weird things to your ears. At least that's what I've found in my travels. They sort of do like a point up, more than a point back. Does that make sense?
And I think it all depends on how your horns are. Since mine just kind of twist up, I think mine seem to stake where they are pretty well. They do their job. They hear things.
Yeah, they're good. Should Barry be done with his nap fairly soon?
I hate to tell you this. Alex Relu's gifted you a nat 1.
Nice.
Damn it, Rilu. Damn it. Fine. It's, oh gosh, I got 2.
You do?
Well, one of the things that Eva has definitely been doing during this time is probably trying to learn from Cassandra some dance moves. Learn the
Okay.
ways of the water dance.
I'll do just like I will not do any steps myself, but I'll try to just like guide her through like doing that sort of like armchair lessons where I'm just like leaning up against the bar. Cassandra's never felt more like her father. She's just like, all right. And after that, just do just a basic twirl like we did at the beginning. And that's basically the whole routine. All right, 5, 6, 7, 8. Nope. No.
No?
Okay, so you're doing that thing where you're improvising again, and you're just kind of doing things, and I need you to remember that there are steps that we do. Right?
Free spirit.
Okay.
Do you remember the steps? It's fine. You know what?
You'd think that for somebody who learned a lot of songs back in the day, that my memory would be better.
You know what? How about you just do it exactly how you feel you should do it this time?
I mean, there's also different types of learning. You might not be necessarily a learner by doing, perhaps more visual instructions if necessary. Cassandra, why don't you just sort of demonstrate how it should look?
Rather than... don't I just do that? You fucking... And I, like, as
I mean, it could just be that Ava's a more visual learner than...
As Cassandra's getting up, she's just gonna like grab Finny just like by the collar and just go, oh, it's such a great idea, and squeeze.
I mean, not everybody's an autodidact.
Oh, right, yes, of course.
Eva's having a blast at this.
Can you roll me a performance check with one of my disadvantages? Since it has been such a long time since you have actually performed the full dance.
Sure, absolutely.
Finny's been watching this. Can Finny try dancing and matching?
Yeah, Finny, if you would like to kind of like step with them and learn this dance, let's see how well you pick it up as Cassandra is trying to walk through it. Okay.
Exactly as good.
Yes. So you pick up the dance. However, you follow Cassandra step by step, even when she stumbles. You are like, yes, yeah. So it's like this awkward kind of like robotic mannequin dance, more so than like a fluid and sort of soft, gentle motion.
It'll be fine when the music starts. When there's no music. There's no music. Where the fuck is Barry?
Barry kind of like curled up in a corner in the room and is
Yeah,
just
right, one of the chairs at the back.
Yeah.
Finny's having
like
a
as as you push the tables aside, you like curl up on the table in the corner.
All right.
My tail is flashing.
I think should we move to the performance? I don't know that I have anything else to work on.
Yeah, I think all Eva wanted was to get some drinks in her and learn a dance, and she has done that.
Yeah, as you are kind of like finishing up being taught the steps of this dance and kind of like practicing before the actual run, you do see people have started to come in and gather around the other three furbolgs. They all look identical, and you can see that they are like talking and moving in the same actions, and they all look like they are a quad of twin sisters. So they're all kind of like mimicking each other, but they all have something slightly different with their clothing. And they're all kind of like nervously like trying to help our patrons and get everyone in and situated. And as the lights die down, you see that one of the other Furbolg girls goes and replaces the candles in the sconces with these blue wax candles with a black wick. And as she lights these candles, all the white markings on the walls start to glow this bioluminescent, bright electric yellow.
That's cool.
There's the namesake. There it is.
Cassandra, as soon as people start showing up, Cassandra will just disappear into the back. And before she does, she wants to turn to the Johanna. and say, I need the angriest shot you have in this bar. I want to drink it and think that you're upset with me after I drink it.
Oh, I can definitely procure something for you. Just give me 1 second. And you
Fun.
see her pull out like a green bottle and pull out a brown bottle. And etched onto the green bottle, it says Chateau. And on the brown bottle, it says whisk. And she makes this basically like a chartreuse whiskey shot, and it glows with the same bioluminescence as the wall. And she pushes it towards you, and she says, this is the house special. It's called the glow.
I will knock it back and hope that I've got the glow.
Roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh boy. Con save 7. I should have rolled that with advantage.
It has like that real nice whiskey burn, like that heavy burn, and you can feel it move every single like piece down your throat and into your stomach, and you can feel it sit very warm and kind of like fiery in your stomach. And it takes a second. It's very smoky, and it takes you a second. You kind of like have to cough and just like rub your chest. You got like heartburn going on. But yeah, you are very close to being intoxicated already.
Man, I said angry, not I wrecked your home and stole your cat. Good Lord, woman.
Yes, this is the angriest thing we sell.
Thank you. And Cassandra will disappear to change.
Okay.
Which leaves Eva alone with Finny. And so she's just going to kind of...
No, word.
So, couldn't help but wonder,
Yes, Miss Amabo?
what do you think is Barry's deal? I found out, I think, a little bit about you. I found out a little bit about our dear Cassandra. Our kitty cat friend is just purring along. What makes the cat tick?
Well, we know that he's an illusion wizard. What can you
know
infer
that
from
he-
that?
We also know that he seems to prefer to live in the illusion, including precipitating his own food.
Yes, he does have a very different standard of living. What
Avoiding
could-
reality.
Yes. Perhaps the illusion is more comforting than the reality. Much like my books, I suppose. Perhaps we know that he likes to entertain. And we know he likes to make money.
I wonder if he had show parents.
Oh,
That could explain a lot.
that could explain a lot. Or it could be quite the opposite.
No show parents. That's even worse.
Yes.
Not pushing you to do anything.
Or parents that ignore you completely. Unless you act out.
Oh, that's even worse.
I mean, honestly, of all of us, I thought that I had Barry pegged. As far as personality and I've seen a million hucksters in my day. He's different.
Mm-hmm.
He cares.
Mm-hmm. And he likes to gather people.
He does.
Always surrounded.
He does.
Never
I don't-
alone.
I don't think he likes to be alone. Because if you always look for where Barry is always going to be drawing a crowd.
Cheers.
Cheers. Think the teacup.
And what is Barry up to? Barry's still napping?
Yeah, during his cat nap. he will be regaining a level 3 spell slot.
Perfect.
Arcane
perfect.
recovery.
Yeah, you see now that these conversations are kind of stemming on, and the evening is starting to find its way to this tavern. There are a pretty decent amount of patrons in here. You got about like 30 people. It's very, very like close proximity. It is very standing room only. Besides where you have kind of like pushed up the tables. Everyone seems to be very excited. You all see it's all very exotic type of bestial folks. You see more like Yuan-ti and reptilian creatures. You see more of the deer folk and the ibex folk, as well as minotaur, purple. And you do see like even like a giraffe folk. You do see like one very tall giraffe woman who kind of has to like cock her neck to the side in this very low hanging room. But nonetheless, all very much enjoying company with one another. And you see that they're all very dressed similar to you all as well. So you're not like sticking out like sore thumbs. Everybody else seems to have like some very nice regalia on. Seems to be like not a formal event, but people get dressed up to go out.
I would
Cassandra
like.
will. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, you go first. I'm still putting it together.
Cassandra would like to poke her head in from the back and go, Finny!
What, Miss Knox? I'll walk towards the back.
And as you step out into the back, you see she's got on the ballet flats and this sort of flowing black tutu and this chic black and silver inlaid, sort of feathered towards the top leotard. And she's got deep terracotta winged eyeliner. And her hair is up. She's like, could you do that like guidance thing
Oh,
you do sometimes before I go on?
Yeah, absolutely. Give a little tap on the back. You've got this.
Right. I've done this a million times.
I've done this a million times, honestly. It's can't be that hard. You danced with me. You got the disaster out of the way.
There you go. Yep. Because you can only fail once in life. That's how that works.
No, you can fail quite a few times in life, but it's the fact that you
you're-
get better each time you fail.
I don't like failing.
None of us do. None of us do. But I'm just going to do a quick look over my spells. See if there's something I can do.
You never fail if you put all your effort into it.
Shh. Lord have mercy.
Just poke right through.
Yeah. Just tell me when my cue is, and I'll be ready.
I'm going to cast Enhance Ability. It's going to get rid of the guidance, but I am going to do Eagle's Splendor for advantage on charisma checks.
Perfect. I love it. Perfect.
Okay. All right.
And
this
yeah,
is-
you all are doing your getting ready routines, anything that needs to be done beforehand. The crowd is eagerly awaiting. You were all kind of like I said, doing your last minute things, and whenever you are ready, tell me what you would like to do, and I'll have us roll some performance checks.
I think while everyone else is doing this in the background, Barry is just standing on one of the tables at the back, just letting his cape billow widely. And he'll just stand there, whether there's anyone watching or not, for a while. He's kind of gauging what kind of people these are, whether they're curious or not.
They seem. Roll me insight. And see how well you can suss out how these people feel.
Is not intelligence based. There's a chance. Thank you for the sub, Alex. Also, thank you for the biddies earlier on. DJ Bobby Downey. Insight.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. I know my crowd a little bit.
Yeah. So you definitely see that most of the crowd is like very interested. They are like very excited that something is kind of going down, a show is happening. They seem very eager. The other part of the crowd is just kind of there, just hanging out. They don't seem to be judging or any sort of like what's going on or any sort of negative feelings. Everyone's pretty jovial. It's a very upbeat sort of environment.
Thank you again, Alex. You're just having fun with the notification sounds now.
I'm just going through and seeing who hasn't got a little thing next to their name.
Love it. But yeah, what are our pre? Oh nope.
Yeah, what was the what is causing the bioluminescence?
All
My
you
bubble?
saw, yeah. What you saw she replaced the white normal wick candles with these blue wax with a black wick candle, and the flame that comes off of them is this sort of like bluish green sort of light, and that light bounces off the bioluminescent white to make it yellow. If you want to roll me an Arcana check, you can see if you can suss out what actually it's doing.
He's not interested in how it works. He's got this far without understanding how anything works. He'll get by a little further. But he is going to scoop one up and hold it in front of him as he steps down from the table amidst the crowd with some people interested.
Mm-hmm.
There is magic here. We have a hype train going, everyone. 75% at level 1. Get the hype going for the performance. Here we go. There is magic here. But not all the magic. There is some magic yet to be tapped in this very candle and amongst the people here. And I would like to select someone who looks the person who looks the most interested, but also with that 15 insight, can I pick out someone who looks a little, not gullible, but like I might be able to lead him along?
Very excited to be a part of the show kind of person.
Yes.
Absolutely. So you do see, you actually see a orc woman who is like in the midst. She stands out kind of like a sore thumb, but she's been hidden amongst most of this crowd. And as she kind of steps and makes her way out, as seeing you kind of come down and engage with the crowd, she kind of moves closer to where she thinks the performance is going to be. And you see her eyes are wide and they are eager. She's got two very large and aggressive tusks that kind of curl upwards. And she has a couple of eyebrow piercings as well as a lip ring. And she's got her hair braided. She's wearing like bright yellow clothing, and just kind of like eagerly holding her drink, like bopping her head, kind of like just waiting for whatever is going to happen.
I would like to get some music playing in the tavern using my minor illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Just something like this, nothing as fancy as Eva can play, but just something that could almost provide backing for anyone else to enhance anyone else's performance. The sort of anticipation music, if you will. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna totally do the whole, person reaching out to the dead thing and just gesture to the crowd and be like, one of you here has had an experience with water. And I'm hoping that she's going to look excited.
Yeah, she definitely like kind of just like looks at her drink and looks up and looks around and kind of sees if anybody else is making like any sort of physical motion to seem like they connect, and she kind of just like, she's like looking eagerly at you like, yes, water, yes.
Yes, you. There is power in water and power in you, I think. Step forward, please.
Okay. and you see her kind of like step forward a little bit and get more separated from the general crowd. And now there's about a 5-foot distance between you and her.
Bubbles.
Yeah, a little quiet, if you please, everyone. A little quiet. Take
And
the
a
candle.
gentle hush sound like a wave. Gosh.
Take the candle in both hands and focus intently on the flame. I want you to pour your energy into the candle. Think of that water. Really concentrate.
And you see her face is kind of getting red with how bad she's trying to concentrate. You see her over exuding herself. But her eyes are like clenched shut and she's like gripping that candle very tightly.
I'm going to cast Major Illusion here. And I want the candle where the wax would normally pool and drip. I want it to start gently flowing like water from the candle. And she should just about... It will, like... I'm going to make it look like it's running over her hands. She won't be able to feel it, but I'm going to make it feel cold so that if she's gullible, she might just believe it's really water. Thank you. We've got 1 minute left on the hype train. Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, she opens her eyes for a soft moment as she starts to feel the cold kind of seep into her hands, and like she stares wide-eyed and kind of like almost drops the candle for a moment and jostles her hands, but then like steadies herself. You can see her hands like shaking slightly, and she like looks up to you and then looks back at the candle and like looks around at everybody else in the room to like verify that they are also seeing what she is seeing.
And I'd like to make this Major Illusion make the water hit the floor. And I'm like, yes, now take your hands away. I'm going to take the candle, but her hands are still going to be gushing water. I was
like trying to get her friends to like look at her. Looks back at you with like wide eyes still.
I'm going to make the floor begin to appear like water.
Okay. You pretty much everybody kind of stops and is now kind of enthralled in this this spectacle you were creating, and as the water kind of seeps out and you create the extension of the illusion to be filling up the floor with water, you see a couple people like the giraffe woman kind of like step a little bit and kind of like back up. You see people trying to like shuffle to get away from the water, and then those who are caught in it.
Yeah, no, I don't want it to be like filling up with water. I just want it to look like a gentle...
Yeah. Like you see some people who are like cautionary, like don't want to step in water, but then once they kind of like do and realize that it's just cold and not necessarily wet, they are just like, they seem to ease back into like where they were.
You see, ladies and gentlemen, with time comes change. Things invert. This place is very arid, very dry, but your blood remembers. One time, long ago, I imagine this whole place to have been covered in water. Who knows what the city might have looked like in those times? And as I say that, I'm going to cast my brand new spell, Hallucinatory Terrain. And I'd like to make all of the roads around become canals that look like they are gently flowing with still water.
Yeah, I rolled a nat 1 for everybody to not believe it. So yeah, you see like the people who are by the windows looking outside and like jostling shoulders and looking and like pointing outside. You do see like through the windows the people that are in the streets are all of a sudden like kind of like cautionarily stepping and just like putting their hands to the ground and trying to like they truly believe that this is like a beautiful like canals that are flowing through the streets. And you see some people like drop to their knees and like seem to be like in absolute awe of this miracle that you have somewhat created.
Do not fear, everyone, for this is merely an illusion built of your very own blood, your very own ancient history. Who knows what kind of entertainment they might have had in these times? and I would like to dim the lighting around myself and light up wherever the fuck they were talking. I want to light up where Eva and
Cassandra will sort of step into the room, hair down. I'll use prestidigitation to give it like a wavy look. And she will step in. Go ahead.
For reference, for most of the illusion, I'm not going to bother with this. I'm just going to leave it where it is, but wherever Cassandra or Eva step, I'm going to use my malleable illusions feat to make it look like the water is reacting to them like real water. Just them two, though.
Cassandra would have asked you beforehand, Eva, to play like something like really slow and like almost like Reigns of Castamere style on the
got you almost a bit mourning.
Yeah.
So yeah, Eva's gonna be behind but trying to copy just the feet while playing with her lute to give you that kind of feel nonetheless.
And Cassandra will just sort of dance and pirouettes, like very pointedly and very showy and very like almost this sad look across the face, just gesturing slowly. And as she goes along, as was part of the act when she was younger, she'll cast prestidigitation herself and have another like just faint musical notes of an additional violin playing behind, sort of in Eva's wake almost. And then for the second effect, she will make the terracotta makeup like appear to almost cry, like weep from the tear ducts down across the face. And as she just gently, she's going to dance forward toward where Barry was doing his main thing, just very gently back and forth. And as she does the final sort of pirouette-ish spin, brandishing the rod, going along, trying to like scatter water as she moves with the rod in hand. And Finny, Eva, and Barry definitely see like similar steps to how she fights with her rapier. They're like similar. You can tell where the derivatives are. And you also notice in a leotard, because this is the first time you guys have seen it, there is a large tattoo across the back. Both of the shoulder blades sport these dark yellow phoenix wings, like almost a mustard color. These phoenix wings that splay out towards the back of the shoulders. As she dances forward, and with the final move, as she sort of spins into a bow, I'd like to use prestidigitation to snuff the candles up.
Yeah, I absolutely love that, and I won't even make you roll for performance because you basically, so with this dance and the lute, are you playing the magical lute, Eva?
Yes, she is.
Okay, so as Eva is kind of playing this sort of like Reigns of Castamere, very somber and very beautiful song, you see wafting out from this lute from where her fingers are plucking are these like beautiful kind of like blue waves that seem to like ebb and flow with the movement of the water on the ground and kind of like almost like entrance and encircle you almost like a silk and kind of like wave around you and complement the dance extremely well. And as you sort of go into your final thralls of the dance, you see everyone's amazement and awe in the room as they just are so enthralled. They're holding their glasses, no one even daring to drink or look away. And you finish, and as you finish, everyone is just a round of applause. They are cheering, they are hooting and hollering and raising their glasses and very much just, you see some people even weeping that just the performance had moved them so deeply. And there's nothing on the floor, but you do see people that are starting to like throw coins in your general direction and just like clap and like come up to you and say, oh, what a beautiful performance. Oh my goodness, you're so talented. Oh my goodness.
As Cassandra lifts up from the bow, the cheeks are like a very slight pink toward the edges. And there is for the hair is like all in her face, which she immediately like claws away. There is a very, very wide smile. Definitely the widest you've seen since you've known her.
Can I go near Eva? Eva, cast invisibility on me quickly. I can't maintain another spell.
And Eva will do so like, oh!
And I'd like to use the malleable illusions to really bring this home. Because performances are great, but if they don't benefit your patron, you're not going to get hired again. So I'd like to make it look like steam is rising from a font in the middle of the floor. I'm going to go and stand in the middle of it as I make this illusion produce a version of myself rising from the ground, all of my clothes pushed upward as if by the steam, until I'm in the right place when I'll just casually, slowly, if you'll allow me, let the hallucinatory terrain slow down and instead replace it with an updraft of myself and go, and who would have thought that the only memory we have of that time is the Yellow Room's very own honey mead. Available at the bar now.
The sponsorship plug at the end, it's so good. And as you say that, you do realize that like the honey mead that is on the counter, the tankards that they are in are also glowing this same like bioluminescent yellow, but in like a darker, more muted tone than the brightness of the walls and the shot that Cassandra took. But you do see like a lot of people, when you say the mead, they're like, huzzah, yeah, and they're like holding up their tankards of mead and like, you know, clamoring them together. They are very excited by all of this that is happening. You see some people kind of now are stumbling towards the bar and like, oh, honey mead kind of sounds kind of good right now. I'll take what he's drinking. So it seems like, it seems like you did well with the sponsorship plug.
Cassandra will run over to Eva and just pick her up off the floor. Kirla, that was amazing!
You did it!
Just do like a spin.
Eva's accepting this like being lifted off the floor thing, like you know, it's almost like I've had the time of my life. Like,
And did we by chance, because obviously this canal thing went 150 feet in all directions?
Mm-hmm.
Did we by chance get a few more people standing? Have we maybe spilled onto the streets? 75?
Oh yeah. People are definitely like have like opened the door and are standing in the doorway and kind of like crouched around that area, kind of like trying to move in slowly to the main congregation of people as you were finishing up your dance. And you do see that like the door is now propped open permanently, and there are a lot of people both outside, inside. And you see that the candles outside are the same blue with the black wick that are right by the signpost, and the signpost is now, instead of just a normal yellow circle, it is also that same like bright yellow circle.
Finny's gonna slip out a side door.
Absolutely.
Find a flower vendor.
Mm-hmm.
And get Cassandra a bouquet of roses.
Okay. So yeah, it doesn't take you long. You go back to the market district that you saw before, and there are a couple shops that are still open. One of them, you do see a hanging sign with a flower on it. So you walk inside. It's a very lovely little Yuan-Ti woman. She is short in stature and a little bit pudgy. She's got very chubby and rosy cheeks for a Yuan-Ti, despite the green coloration of her skin and yellow eyes. She seems like very friendly old grandma lady. And you converse with her, and it's only 2 gold for a bouquet of roses. They are the perfectly trimmed, a beautiful bouquet, one of the most beautiful bouquets of roses you've ever seen. But she wraps it up very nicely for you. Do you have a preference on color? Of the wrapping, color of the wrapping.
Black, please.
Of course. And she wraps them beautifully with like a couple different shades of black and grays, and presents the bouquet to you and says, well, have a good night.
Thank you very much. This will do nicely. And I'll head back through the side and I'll present Cassandra with the bouquet. It's custom when someone has a brilliant performance, such as yourself, that you receive these.
Thank you.
And then
Eva will nudge.
I will have slid one out, and I'll just make sure that I give one to Eva too. It goes with the red.
Eva's holding onto it like, finner. Finner.
Excellent job.
I have a slightly different tradition.
And Barry, as this is happening, Barry, you do as you kind of like are coming back down from the performance, you kind of scrape up the coins that had been thrown on the ground after Cassandra had finished, and you grew about another 70 gold pieces.
And that's before we've been paid by the establishment. We're doing well.
And yeah, the drinks are flowing. You see that the Furbolg sisters in the back are continuing to be busy and serving the patrons of the bar. A couple have left, and the ones that are outside are just kind of hanging out outside. But yeah, there's still a decent amount of crowd. It's kind of dwindled now to about 15, 20 people, but there's many more people that are still outside. The bar itself just has about 15, 20 people.
I'll go up to the bar. Apologies. I'm not certain if this establishment has lodging, but if that's not the case, is there a place that you would recommend?
Oh, yeah. Joanna kind of like speaks back up again and says, yeah, we do. The door's just on the other side of the building. The buildings here were kind of made before we decided what we're going to be in them. So yeah, the door is in the back alley in the corner. I could give you a key if you're looking for it.
Yes,
pretty much
that would be wonderful.
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you'd like, we can give you a room for free for the evening. You've definitely helped us out that much.
Oh, I wouldn't want to put you out, but definitely, if that would be most appreciated.
We don't get many
Quite
people
kind.
who come by and visit, so honestly, the rooms never get used much. It's not a bother at all.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Of course.
And I'll take the key.
Yeah, she hands you, it's like there's like a little wooden keychain on it with like a skeleton key attached, and it's the second door in the alleyway. Can't really miss it. It also has a yellow circle on it.
All right. Thank you very much. I'll let them know that we've also acquired lodging for the night. Thank you.
Of course.
I'll head back to the group. We'll hold up the key. Got a room. They were kind enough to give us lodging for, I suppose, everything that we've done so far tonight.
And some I hope. I'd like to see a return on that 50 gold I gave her earlier.
Well,
Got to get your deposit back.
Could call it a deposit. I think it's more of an investment, really, isn't it? Oops. Plus, there is an additional benefit to all this, you realize. You two especially. Our goal was to fit in, correct? Well, now, at least within 150 feet of here, anyone would swear that you're one of their ancient ancestors.
not me. I was...
No. I mean, Eva and Cassandra, the dancers of them.
Obviously, yes.
There's a good chance, at least. It can't hurt. Might be something we could lean on in the future.
Absolutely. Leading people to believe something about myself that isn't true is a specialty of mine.
Amen.
Oh, except around close friends and current people not included.
That's,
Not suspicious at all.
no. I think I can begin to sort out the falsehoods. I can read between the lines.
Bed? Everyone, bed? We going to bed? Bed?
What? No, we've hardly had a drink yet. We've only done a little performance. Just drink. We wanted to test out what mead was like, didn't we?
I mean, I've still got my 3 cups.
Yeah, I don't
And
think.
I have a pocket full of gold, and I think we might just get free drinks all night, so...
Cassandra will disappear to change. That
Well,
was
she-
fun.
You were amazing, Cassandra.
It's okay. I missed a couple of steps.
You did really well. Especially since it's been a long time. And I bet you couldn't stop thinking about your sister, so you did really well.
As you drink the honey mead, it is very sweet and it is almost like a nice soft IPA with a nice like honey richness to it. It flows very smoothly and it doesn't bite at the end. It's like a very soft mead.
Reminds me of a girl I used to be sweet on.
Me too.
What's her name, Honey?
No, but she made her no. In fact, I think, Cassandra, we should make you a permanent part of this performance. You are an asset. No, hear me out.
You're a natural.
Eva is clearly, Eva, you are wonderful tonight, but clearly you excel at the fire dancing and that sort of thing and the fiery music. Well,
Here's the infernal in me.
fire and water. The next show could be a duality.
Steam?
Well, that's what happens if we clash.
We're just gonna... condensation. Weirdly, when you mix fire and water, you get more water. Just goes to show how powerful a water dancer can be.
I find when I mix fire and water, I get tea. But then that's prestidigitation, I suppose.
And then you get Finny.
What about me now? And Finney's like leafing through another book.
Just like totally lost. Yeah?
Wait, what book is
What?
Finny perusing? What book is Finny chosen for this evening's read?
Apparently one about cats grumbling.
Yes.
This time, this one's about the Feywild. The different courts, those sorts of things, like what to expect in different planes of existence.
Absolutely.
So, just sort of perusing. It's probably like a book on fairy tales, but
Yeah.
there's a little bit of truth to be gleaned.
Yeah, it talks. You do get some conversation about the courts, but it's not like in a factual context. It's more of like in a first person accounting, in like some of like the lore and the typical fairy tales you'd hear of things that come from the Fae, and kind of like the scary warnings that people give about dealing with Fae creatures and stuff of the like.
Yes, don't step into a fairy circle. Don't go into the forest at night.
Yep.
Never lick a badger with a spoon.
Yes,
Of course.
stay off the moors.
Also, big thank you to everyone for the hype train earlier. Everyone has been awarded 2 advantages for reaching a level 1 hype train, and you may have got some Twitch emotes delivered as well. Thank you very much, everyone.
Well, if it's all the same to you, I think I'll be heading upstairs for an early night.
Surely I can tempt you to a little free whiskey, Finny.
Not much feeling like drinking tonight, but I thank you.
We'll get him one day.
All right, let's get fucking loaded.
Dad's gone to bed.
Have you all ever tried the dwarven drinking game that involves a dagger and a helmet?
No.
All right, barkeep, I need a dagger and a helmet and all the mead you have.
And an audience! Gather! You can play too.
Oh, okay. Okay. And you see all the sisters kind of grabbing like 2 or 3 mugs apiece and like throwing them down on one of the biggest tables that they have, which is literally like an inch bigger than the other 2 tables of the only 3 that exist. So they kind of slam down all these tankards, and you see one of the patrons in the bar, another alligator folk, the one that's actually been sitting in the corner continuing to play dragon chess with the Minotaur the entire time this has been going on, kind of comes up and like puts a dagger on the table and looks at you and like nods as if he understands what game you are about to play. And another one of them kind of like a different Minotaur kind of puts down a helmet in front of you. And now you have about 10, 11 people around you about to watch whatever spectacle this is about to be.
Excellent. So, it all starts off with rock, paper, scissors. Or rock, paper, jewel blade.
Boulder parchment shears.
There you go. Rock, paper, shears. We'll go rock, paper, shears. And so, she's going to stare down this Minotaur. And they will both raise their fists into their palms. And on the count of 3, they will do rock, paper, scissors. So somebody else count us in.
1,
1, 2, 3.
2. Oh yeah. 3.
Okay. All right.
1, 2, 3, shoot.
1,
Okay.
1,
1.
2,
2.
3.
I should be counting. Why am I not counting?
One counter.
All right. He looks at you frustrated and goes, "I'll count." He goes, 1, 2, 3, draw.
Upon using paper, she goes to grab the dagger, lifts it up, and basically the rule of the game is the guy has to grab the helmet and put it on his head.
Yeah.
Also note that she doesn't just stab him in the head.
Yeah. So as you go to grab, roll me. We're gonna do contested dexterity rolls. So roll me dexterity, just straight dexterity.
This is how she
We'll see
kills
if you
somebody
can-
just
yeah,
at the tavern.
Yeah, we'll see how fast you grab this. Oh yeah. So you go to grab it, but you've already had a couple drinks and you're still kind of have the adrenaline from the show. So you go to grab it, and as you go to grab it, you actually push it into a tankard, and a couple tankards go flying off the table and spill onto a couple patrons.
Control water. Save the drinks. Control water.
And the Minotaur puts on the helmet and just he goes and starts hitting his helmet and punching himself in the head.
Can I transfer the spilt now floating water into my glass? That'd be great.
Yeah. It just kind of
Yeah.
and it just kind of goes right into your glass. Yeah.
And she will, clink her mug against her tankard with his tankard, and she will set her seat aside for the next person to come in against this Minotaur. In a way, it's a little Russian roulette, but it worked out for her. She lost the first round. She's not in risk for the rest.
Yeah. And you do see now that some people are understanding the mechanics of the game. You see now the alligator folk who had laid down the dagger, he kind of pushed his way through and says, "I'm next." And you see them kind of Boulder Parchment shears it out, and the Minotaur is the one who wins, so he goes to grab the knife, but he ends up grabbing it just 2 seconds faster than the alligator man can put the helmet on. And you see him take the butt end of the knife and kind of jam it into the helmet, and it kind of knocks out of the alligator guy's hand and flows onto the floor, and you see him kind of laughing and jovial, and takes the tankard and kind of raises it up to everybody, and everyone raises their glasses in the crowd and just kind of cheers with everybody at the one moment, and just starts downing his tankard, slams it on the table and says, "All right, who's next?" And the game starts to go on for a little while. For the next 10-15 minutes, you see these people interacting and kind of going in and out.
Seeing Eva's more violent handling of the dagger, is there a chance that perhaps Barry might be able to sleight of hand, perhaps revealing a secondary skill here, and swap it for a hilt and maintain a minor illusion that he hasn't changed it at all?
Yeah.
So it's just basically a phantasmal blade. So
Yeah.
just because
Nice.
Well, yeah. I mean,
roll me a
everyone
sleight
dies,
of hand then. Roll me a sleight of hand.
I've just realized we've all got stacks of advantage. I'm going to use one.
Go ahead.
Smart.
That'll be a 20.
Perfect. Oh yeah, absolutely. So you switch it out and you do this phantasmal blade, And are you grabbing the real dagger and then putting the hilt back to make it look like the real dagger is still there that they're playing with, but you take the actual dagger?
Oh, yeah, I'll just slip
Okay.
that in one of my deep receipt pockets.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you have this dagger. It's about maybe this big, about like 6 or 7 inch dagger. The hilt of it is green. It has some green leather wrapped around the pommel where you hold it, and the iron in this, well, the steel that makes up the rest of the handle into the blade has some almost that kind of mimic the geometric shapes on the wall, but some like geometric inlay into it. It's a very beautiful dagger.
Very nice dagger indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I investigated it slightly, because otherwise I may not have been able to maintain that illusion.
Yeah, and so they keep playing with the other the hilt now, and just thinking that it's normal, that it's some normal blade. But yeah, the game goes on for another 10-15 minutes, and then you see like some patrons are extremely drunk now. They're stumbling out. They're all giving each other pats on the back and saying, "I'll see you next time," like stumbling out the door. There's about maybe like 6 people left.
That was probably a good idea, Barry. I don't know if I really wanted to see a bloodbath today. Not after that beautiful dance.
Cassandra is pissed, just off her fucking ass.
Honestly, I'm disappointed that no one stabbed anyone with. I think that would have been hilarious. Like, aha! What the fuck?
Yeah, it's just sudden murder. Is that the
No,
type
I
of
mean-
shit you find funny?
No, you're drunk, Cassandra. I mean, with the hilt. So like, they would have stabbed someone, and then they would have thought like, oh no, I've
Oh.
killed someone, but like, oh no, I haven't killed
Did
anyone.
you did like some tricks and
I produce it from my
fucking-
pocket and carry on that
Ah.
nat 20 sleight of hand to twirl it around just a little.
They're gonna look at you and go, he's good. He's good. He's got it.
He's got the
It's
gift.
good shit. Yeah, man. You know, when you got it, you got it. No, I said that wrong.
When you got it, you got it. You know, I'm with you. I am on this journey. I am here for this adventure. Do you know what is also going to be a great adventure for us right now?
What's that?
These stairs.
Oh no.
Night's young. We've got more drinking to do.
I don't know whether this is and this is Eva's already like pressed up against Cassandra, like trying to basically encourage Cassandra up. This is like, I don't know if another drink is the best idea.
No, what's wrong with another drink? You guys don't like drinking anymore? You guys are not fun.
Okay, Barry's not as drunk as I thought he might have been.
Upstairs in the room while this is all going on downstairs. Finny, is there a fireplace in this room?
There is not.
There's not?
You didn't
Or
see
like-
a hearth sort of anywhere, unfortunately. There are some candles in the rooms, and like
Okay.
some sconces on the walls with some bigger wicked candles, but unfortunately no fireplace.
From the bag of holding, he'll produce one of his books, one of the more expensive ones, and a brass brazier that sort of can hold it. Is going to light some incense, put the book in the pot, and throw a firebolt into the pot and burn the book, casting divination.
Okay.
A sacrifice appropriate to the religion,
Mm-hmm.
worth at least 25 GP, which the spell consumes,
Mm-hmm.
and incense. So, it's, I know we just saw each other. Seems I just learned this, and maybe that's your doing. Ask a single question concerning a specific goal, event, or activity to occur in the next 7 days. The DM offers a truthful reply, maybe a short phrase, cryptic rhyme, or an omen. So I will ask, is going to the Feywild and coming into contact with the unwinding clock, is that going to give us answers or more questions?
And you, all of a sudden, sitting and casting this spell, your vision goes white, and you feel yourself kind of falling. And as you are falling, it is very much like Alice in Wonderland falling into the rabbit hole. You see this clock and these hands on this clock ever spinning, never stopping, both going forward and backwards almost simultaneously. And you see emanating out from that clock an aura of white and yellow. And in the background, you see purple and dark greens and browns. And as this clock starts growing closer to you and closer to you and closer to you, you're not falling down anymore, you're rising up. You're rising up to the face of this clock. And as you meet the face of this clock, it is right in your face. And you go out to touch it. And as you touch right in the center of the clock, it shatters into all of these glittering yellow and white fractals. And they emanate and penetrate into this brown and red and purple and green sort of conglomeration of colors. And as it melds with these colors, you see that all of them start to brighten and become lively once again. Dark browns and dark greens become lively tans and grass green. You see the purples turn from this dark, muddy, almost black to this vibrant lilac color. And you see the color grow and grow and grow and envelop you until you kind of come to, and you are like on your hands and knees in front of the bowl. And you are now back into your senses. Finny, you're muted.
I should probably clear out these ashes. It kind of smells like smoke in here. I'll open the door and start airing out the room. Thank you, I suppose.
So what, you are cleaning up the ashes and kind of just like picking yourself
like
back together?
Airing out the room because it probably smells like smoke and incense in here.
Yeah,
now.
there's a little bit of a window, and it kind of has like one of the child blocks, so it only goes like 6 inches high, but
Right,
like you do get it. Yeah, you do get it high enough that you can get some airflow into the room, and after a little while, the incense smell lingers a little bit more, but the smokiness and that ashy sort of smell kind of leaves very quickly.
Yes, and I'll make sure that the room is like somewhat okay for when the rest of the party drunkenly stumbles up.
Absolutely, yeah. You do see the room itself is like very large. There are 4 kind of like separate spaces within one space. So you each, in each corner of the room, there is a bed and a bedside table with a candle, like a little candelabra set up. And then in the middle of the room is a circular, like lower style coffee table with 2 couches, one adjacent from the other, and then 2 chairs also adjacent from one another, in like a community style type of room. Mm-hmm. And there's some fresh fruits, and there's some like crackers and bread, almost like a charcuterie board sitting on the table. That is kind of like free of charge, just for you all helping.
Just complimentary.
Yeah.
Finny will like have a quick bite and then set out his mat and begin to meditate for the night.
Mm-hmm.
And probably get interrupted
by
very loud. There it is.
Just as you start to settle into your meditation,
boom!
The door slips open.
Like definitely slung over Eva.
Oh no.
Finny!
Oh, I'll come help Miss a bit more.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
How are you?
Oh, I'm well. You are very drunk.
No,
Very
I'm
drunk.
Cassandra.
Cassandra, you are very intoxicated in this moment.
I'll put my hand on the side of his face and go, Thank you for the roses.
You're
I
welcome.
like them so much.
Very welcome. We'll make sure that they stay. I'll take them. Well, she's probably got them like crunched under her.
Yeah.
I'll grab them. I'll just make sure that I'll put them in some water. And we'll
Bye.
make sure that they're right
And
next
she'll
to
wave
your
goodbye
bed.
to the roses.
Yeah, it's all right. And I'll like I'll take Cassandra away from Eva so that Eva can like sort of get settled. I'll make sure that Cassandra gets into bed. The brazier that had the ashes in it is now going to the side of the bed.
Smart.
Yeah. She's probably gonna check. And like just sort of get like a little bit of like food and some water next to the on the bedside table next to the roses. I'll move the roses away from the water so that it doesn't get drank. Like preparing for every drunk Cassandra contingency.
Right, yeah, of course. Hey, Eva.
Hey, how's it going, Cass?
She's done. It's okay.
Just out.
And Eva will just stroke Cassandra's hair, like, no, they're so cute when they're drunk.
Sandra will just kind of like lightly babble in her sleep. Some names. Like, you hear probably Kirla again. You hear her say whisper in the form of a name. And other things that
Ow.
are just like
Yeah. How is Barry doing comparatively?
Barry is annoyed with how well he was doing. Barry was hoping that he would roll low on that Constitution saving throw, so he feels quite sober. In fact, he was sober enough to be tricking Cassandra into drinking a few shots of water towards the end there, but prestoing them to make them taste like tequila. He's trying a similar trick in reverse on himself now, as he's trying to drink tequila but making it taste like water to try and up the drunkenness a little bit. But it's,
soju? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. So he's trying that, but well, I mean, we'll give it another go. Oh, that might be better actually.
Yeah, absolutely. You are feeling it with like the third and fourth shot. You sink into the fifth, and by the time you get that fifth one down, you're like, okay. You get like kind of like that wave that goes over your vision of like, all right, we're there. Now we're riding the wave.
There we go. That's what I was waiting for. I want to go for a walk.
Oh dear.
Absolutely.
There we
Before
go.
we go to Barry's walk, what is Eva doing?
Eva is like helping Cassandra get to sleep, stroking her hair, doing like little like, and eventually she'll probably get really distracted from just like the nice like stroking to something like a braid, 2 braids, 3 braids. Like, so like probably by the time Cassandra wakes up in the morning, her hair is in this extravagant like Khaleesi style braided thing in the back. Because of just like, wait, okay, I'm fixated on this now. Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Oh, yeah.
before we kind of finish up this little part, we'll actually take like a 5 or 10 minute break, if that is okay with you, Scrat.
Yes, totally.
we
My
finish up for
goodness,
the
is that the
evening.
time? My goodness.
Yeah.
They say
Time
it
flies when you're
flies.
having fun, right? Well, yeah, we're gonna take a 5-minute break, everyone. We're gonna take a bio, grab a drink, all of that good stuff. We suggest you do the same, especially if you've been with us since the beginning. Believe it or not, y'all, we've been playing for like over 2 hours. Would you believe? So we'll see you in 5. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you had a fantastic break. So did we. Anita had a particularly interesting break, didn't you, Anita? But hey, we're all good. I have a Hildy. Let's hand back over to Ray.
All right, so as everyone is kind of in the room besides Barry, getting ready for their evening's rest and winding down, we are going to go over to Barry and his walk. Barry, do you have any place in mind that you're trying to go, or any objective you are trying to complete by this walk?
No. Barry's just walking. He's looking for something, but he doesn't know what yet.
Fair enough, yeah. You find yourself meandering kind of around the market district just because it's one of the most closest and busiest places that you've seen, and you're pretty not entirely sloshed, but you are very tipsy to the point of like you're just going with the flow, seeing where your legs kind of take you, and you kind of meander about the streets for a little while. You find yourself into the main plaza where you had gone to go to the council hall, and you know, there's some people out. It's pretty late in the evening, actually early morning, turning now. So there are like only a couple people that you pass in the streets. Everybody seems to be also in the same sort of way you are, either completely slash drunk or just having a quiet, contemplative evening's walk. So yeah, you're kind of meandering about the plaza now.
Yeah. So Barry wants to advance our quest objectives a little bit. And he's trying to remember desperately what they are. And in his drunken state, he can't remember, but he knows it involves the people that the people at the like townhouse, right? We were all at the town place. We were all at the town place. So like, he's gonna head towards that. Let's head towards the officials building.
Yeah, so you walk past the council hall and you see two different bestial folk. You see actually two Yontis standing there, you know, just manning with the same spear and shield. Doesn't seem to be that there are any sort of let down on security around the council hall, but as you kind of, do you walk up and approach them, or do you just kind of like pass by?
No. Barry is being sneaky. Sneak.
Okay. So if you are you trying to like sneak into the council hall?
I think I am, actually.
Okay, give me a stealth roll.
Now, you have a tower of disadvantages, I will remind you.
I do.
As
I was just gonna say, hey, I think I'm gonna use one of my disadvantages on this.
Okay. Cool. 20.
All right, let me. They were both very low. So yeah, you are able to kind of like walk past these guards and kind of slip around the corner of the gated, like little offset that is around the city hall. And as you go around the corner, you find a loose bar in the iron fencing and kind of like move it to the side. And it's just enough space that your feline figure can kind of like slink into it very quietly. And you are now inside.
I do the thing as well where, like, if I can fit my head, yeah, I can fit my body.
Yeah, like, so now you are inside the gated portion to the right of the main entrance where you had entered earlier. Reminded you there is about a 30-foot staircase upwards to the main platform where you had entered earlier.
Yeah, well, but this is the thing. If they're all, like, upstanding, good, righteous people and everything, then we've got nothing to worry about up there. We've already been up there. I want to go somewhere we haven't been. Somewhere on the ground level. Maybe someone below ground level. Let's check this place out. Let's find some secrets.
Give me some investigation, then. Let's see what you find.
Oh, I'm not that good at the thieving part of... that part of thieving. I'd like to use a nat 20, please.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah. So as you kind
Can
of
I call this
slink,
oops? Can I stumble onto something?
yes, absolutely, of course. So you kind of like not sure where to go. You're like, well, I can't go towards the front of the building. They'll see me. So let me try and slink back to the back. You go on the right side of the building and kind of like press against the building as it kind of gets very close to the edge of the where the fence is. You kind of like sleek past it once again because you are super sleek and feline. And as you come around the back, you see that there are two little openings, I'd say. There is a another circular portcullis sort of window that seems to be have left opened at least an inch to let some air in. And then about 10 feet past that, you do see there is like a little grate on the floor. Like just on the ground there is like a little kind of almost like a manhole cover, but it has like some ornate designs on it, and like between the designs there's space.
I want to sniff. I'm smelling out for rot.
With that 22, I'll let you keep that stealth as you kind of move into it. From the window, you get smells of like incense, some heavy like frankincense smell, very thick that kind of like wafts out. But as you go towards the grate smells very much of like decay and just like it's not quite a familiar smell of what you've smelt like when you were close to ink blot, like that sort of decay smell. It's definitely the smell of like a more natural occurring decay.
But nothing coming from the portcullis where there's the air coming through?
No, it's just like a heavy incense smell.
Follow the natural smell of decay or the incense that could be covering something. Barry doesn't know what to do. So Barry is gonna flip a coin. The grate.
Okay.
He's gonna lift the grate. Can he fit in there?
Yeah, so the grate isn't bolted down or anything, it's just kind of like there. You go to grab it, it's not super heavy. It's about like maybe 5 or 6 pounds, and you can more so than pick that up. So you pick it up and move it to the side. It's about a 5-foot radius. So yeah, you can kind of slink your body also into that. And as you do, you see that it opens up into a small chamber, but it is completely dark.
Like, I would very, check spell list quickly. Curses. I would very much like a, like a person turning on a dimmer switch light bulb very gently, so that it almost like when it's at the flicker stage, barely creating any light. I want to create dancing lights, but that level of illumination, like super low.
Yeah, like the low, like almost like a touch globe light, where it's like the softest, most like easing dim of light. Starts to radiate out. You can only see maybe not even a foot past where the light is emanating. And as you kind of have these lights hovering around, you see that the ground is a cobblestone. It is a stone-based flooring, and the walls are stone as well, but they're more of a soft and a smoother stone. And you see that there's really not much in this room. It's just there's like a used rug that you're standing on. It's very tattered, very old. It smells of mold. It smells of like damp earth, but not in a pleasant way, not like that fresh rain smell. It's like very kind of gross, garbagey smell. Which is where you, upon standing on it and recognizing it, like with the soft glow of the light, you kind of assume that's where the smell is coming from, because every time you step, it's like another waft of that like decay smell.
And am I getting any sense that this might be connected to things, to stuff and things?
Roll me a perception check.
Don't fail me now, nose. Ooh, 12.
With the very dim light that you have, and unless you start like kind of putting your hands out to like feel things, you don't see too far past the light. So you're either gonna have to increase the light that's in the room or start physically moving yourself around.
I will... Can I, instead of like increasing the light or moving myself, can I move the dancing lights around for me?
Absolutely, yeah. If you just want to start moving them around, you are more than welcome.
Yeah, I'll very gently do that. And can I try and make it look like something natural? Maybe like a firefly or something, like something that's
Absolutely.
found its way down
Yeah,
here.
so you shrink the light a little bit, but it's still giving off that same amount of glow that it was, and you kind of move them around more so in like an effervescent sort of way, like a flying bug. And as they move around the room, you do see that there are wooden pillars, that there's 2 of them, about 5 feet in front of you, and they are about 3 feet apart. And past those pillars, there is a very, very small door. Maybe about 3 feet tall.
Anything on the door? Is it like door with a skull on it? Door with...
It's a wooden door. There's no like ornate sort of like filigree on it. It just has a big heavy iron sort of like the grab latch where you have to put your thumb to pull down like the little latch lever. It doesn't seem special in any way, just a big clunky sort of short and stocky door.
Is there any light coming from under it or anything like that?
Not that you notice.
Okay, I'm gonna move up to the door. I'm gonna walk in there.
Okay.
I'm Scooby-Doo walking.
Yeah, as you get closer to the door, you don't hear any scuffling. You don't see any light still coming from it. But as you put your hand on the door handle, it is open.
Pretty sure I don't... can I... read the spell, read the spell. Oh, you can soil an object. Can I just slightly soil the hinges? I just want to put a little bit of grime on them, just so that perhaps they're not quite almost acting like an oil. Just a little bit of shit on the door.
Absolutely. Yeah, go right ahead.
And I'm just gonna gently squeeze it open.
Roll me a percentile dice.
76?
Yeah. So in the dark, you know, you're trying to gauge not too much, but just enough of this like oil slicky substance to put on, and it's still kind of dark, so you're just kind of like lathering it on, and by the time you're like, okay, I think I got enough, you attempt to open the door, and the door does not creak at all. You've used enough of whatever this substance is to create a almost ghostly like quietness to this opening of the door.
Good. Good.
And beyond the door, it is still dark. There's not much light coming from beyond the doorway. It almost looks exactly like a mimic of when you first dropped into this room, that darkness. It's a little cold.
Again, I'm gonna move the firefly like dancing lights in.
Okay. Yeah, as you start to move and float them in, do you follow, or are you just letting them light up the area first?
Just letting them light up the area a little bit for me.
Okay. As you move them into the room, you see that it is a circular shaped room, and that about at every 5 feet intervals, there is another door that is exactly the same as the door that you just came out of. And there is about 6 doors.
Can I check Barry's gut? What's he feeling like here? Has he found like some just like disused servants' quarters, or is this like a secret thing? Can I like insight check the building or like...
Absolutely, yeah. Roll me an insight check.
Come on, Barry.
All right. Absolutely. So as you like start to physically see this room and the way that it is made up and the ways that these doors are shaped, these rooms serve a purpose. That purpose you're not entirely sure of, however, you don't feel like it's a positive purpose. These doors are very short and stocky, and for a feline creature such as yourself, it's easy to slink in and out of them. However, for most creatures, especially that you've seen in this region, they're very tall, very exotic looking creatures, very stocky and built, strong, bestial folk. And it doesn't seem like anybody you've met yet would fit in one of these rooms comfortably.
Okay. Can I want to do two things. I want to put the fireflies down to the floor for a second, just to light up the
Absolutely.
floor and see if there's anything like signs of recent use or anything like that.
So you don't see any signs of like recent use. The floor is not extremely dusty or dirty, so it's not like you see footprints or grime marks or anything.
Wait. Is the floor clean?
It's not clean. It is like naturally dirty.
Don't do that. I thought you were gonna gelatinous cube me.
No. No, but yeah, it's not natural. It's naturally kind of dirty and grimy. It's not like dusty or unused. It definitely seems like it has been used within the last, you assume, couple of days. Somebody's been down here moving about.
Okay, can I just put the little fireflies behind me and turn them like right down and just see if I can see any light coming from ahead?
Yes, from one of the rooms across adjacent from yours, you do see the faintest little like flicker light at the bottom of the door.
I'm gonna take my dagger from earlier,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just gonna put it in the hinge with this door. Not in the hinge, in the so it's holding the door just slightly ajar.
Mm-hmm.
Just more so I can remember which door I came in from first of all, and then I'm just gonna go over to that door, and I'd like to listen first.
Yeah, roll me. Oh my god, I wish we had a listen check. Roll me perception.
I'm being consistent with my perception checks at 12.
Okay. Yeah, you hear like soft, like murmuring, like somebody is in almost like the thralls of sleep, like that incoherent babble, that, you know, once or twice you've heard Cassandra or Eva in their drunken state kind of like mutter in their sleep, but you can't discern if it's humanoid or bestial. It is just the sound of someone sleeping or something sleeping.
Gotta open the door. I'm gonna soil the hinges.
Okay, so you soil the hinges and roll me stealth.
Flat 14s.
Okay, yeah, as you put your hand on the handle of the door and very softly, quietly, and gently start to move it open, you see the flicker of the light and a creature that is curled up in the back corner of the room, facing away from you and breathing. And as you open the door, it stirs awake. And that is where we're going to end today.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
What did you do, Barry? What did you find?
What
don't
did
know.
you do, Barry?
I was drunk.
We're going on a solo dungeon crawl.
You were.
Split the party.
Golly gee willikers.
Huh? You'll have to tune in next week to find out what Barry found. What happened?
cliffhanger.
What did he find? Where is he? Is he even
Title of the
under the
episode?
palace anymore?
Title of the episode: What Barry Found.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Oh, whoops. Okay, everyone. Well, on that delightful note. Oh shit. Let's check out our sponsors, everyone. First of all, the Deck of Many. The Deck of Many released a Kickstarter today. Deck of Many released a Kickstarter. It's already breezed past all of their stretch goals, their current stretch goals at least, It's currently beat their biggest stretch goal by 20,000. We've still got 29 days on this Kickstarter, so I imagine they're going to be releasing more stretch goals sometime soon. It looks fantastic. Go and check it out. It looks like a lot of fun. Also, in fact, in the last 3 hours, we've had another 200 backers. Also, check out Mage Hand Press. For all of your 5e expansion needs, you can go and... gotta get Panita that tarot deck. I need someone to get me one. Mage Hand Press, all of your expansion needs for 5e, all their PDFs are currently on a 25% sale, so check that out. You can see their Faithfolio campaign here tomorrow at 6 PM EDT. Talking of things you can see here tomorrow, Hero Forge will be playing with their color mini tools at 2 PM EDT tomorrow. You can see us making minis like this live on stream. This isn't painted, by the way. This is printed in full color, and you can see us using the tool tomorrow to create them. Lastly, our newest sponsor, Dungeon Fog. All of your map making needs covered in one place. Make beautiful, comprehensive maps that you can fill in dynamically. And by dynamically, I mean the GM Notes update for you. When you love it, upgrade using our 10% discount code to their premium features. Did I prepare the credits? I think I prepared the credits. Yeah. Everyone, check out these wonderful people around the screen. As the credits roll, I'm going to be posting their links and things in chat. And I think it would be an injustice not to go on a little raid together as well, don't you think? Let's do that. So there'll be a raid cry in chat soon. That command hasn't worked yet since everything broke this morning. But there is going to be a raid. And we'll see you next week to find out what Barry found in the tunnel. And maybe see if we can get Cassandra to dance and give her flowers more. See you next week, everyone. Bye! Hey everyone, Critical Bard is live. We all know and love Critical Bard, right? Well, I think since Critical Bard is affiliated, we should go and gift them a little hype train. How do we feel? How do we feel about that? Damn it, I haven't got that command working yet. I might have mistyped it in the Streamlabs. Let me just type it out manually. Let's show them what a hype train looks like, academy style. Okay, if we can break them, that's always for the best. Okay, in the best kind of way. Like if you can good break them, you know. If we get tears, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, I'll see you over there. Keep on evoking emotions.